Hey guys, how you doing? I'm Yalek, and you'll have to forgive me, but I'm pissy because I already started doing this video and everything's, like, I thought I had myself set up with a nice quiet space, and as it turns out, the house phone starts ringing. I don't even use the house phone. If you're calling me on the house phone, I know I don't want to talk to you. Anyway, hi. It's Thursday. It's War Factory. And spoiler alert, I've seen the layout, and it is a very, 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 very familiar layout. We've seen this 1,000 times before. It's one of the ones you can solo, no shield, health's around 500,000. Very standard approach would be to hit it from Heavy Zuka here about 5 o'clock after doing a setup hit, perhaps. If you're doing this unboosted, you definitely want to do a setup hit. You'd hack some things, so on, BART some things if you can. I've already done that on a couple of other accounts that live in earlier time zones, and I've just done all that I can do of that. So then I was thinking, alright, I want to do something different. But there's a whole bunch of grapplers around here. I really don't think that's a great play for Grenadiers, and I don't think it's a great play. Doom Cannon on the beach. I don't think it's a great play for tanks, so we're going to stay away from those. There are also lasers just ringing this HQ. And some of them are laser beam 3s. This one's a 1, not too bad to BART. But this guy is sitting here individually, and that is like a whole unboosted attack. We do have extra GBE right now with the GBE tribe, but still, that's a fair bit to that would be a standard unboosted GBE attack. I can account for 90, 100,000 health depending on if there are freebies at shore. And speaking of that, not a lot of freebies at shore. You can pick up a little bit of GBE over here, but really a little bit. So, not good for RCZM with all the lasers and grapplers. They complicate the situation by drawing troops into laser range. So even if this laser, if you happen to get your troops over here to like 1130, you might be out of range of this laser over here, but that doesn't really matter because these grapplers will be pulling troops into range of the lasers, and the lasers are just going to be firing all over the place. Tanks bad, Gren's bad, rifles bad, Heavy Zuka boring. We really only have one option here. So, we're going to do this with warriors. Luckily the health isn't too high. I chose to do this from an account that has troop health because I am counting on needing that. Looked over the layout and I decided that the only real way to do this for me is to be approaching from 9 o'clock. 6 o'clock would be the bottom of the HQ facing the beach down here where your gunboat's going to be. So over here, 9 o'clock, park at this flamethrower. I'm pretty sure once we flare to the HQ, Bullet is going to be standing in one of two places. He's going to be either standing right here on this side of the flamethrower or right here on that side of this flamethrower behind the sniper tower. I tend to think that's where he's going to end up. From there, I think he taunts all of this stuff. I think he'll even get back to the flamethrower and machine gun back here, so that'll be really helpful. Don't have to worry about anything behind us because of Bullet. The laser should fire here. The laser 1 should fire to one side or another because Bullet will be standing, because of where Bullet's standing. We can just throw a critter up here, and that means we've got this stuff over here to deal with. Still a bunch of shocks. However, I'm thinking we do a standard kind of setup run like we would do for any other unboosted day. It doesn't have to be a solo. So do a setup run. Don't like shock launchers. Those are always my first concern. So I'm thinking we could remove those. Also, removing those leaves us with a pretty standard set of shocks here. 1 shock, 2 shocks, 3 shocks, 4 shocks. Not all that difficult. Just need to make sure they get out in time. And with that said, I think away we go. Wanted to get Sparky in somewhere about here. To set ourselves up for getting rid of this shock launcher and move on to get to the next one. Hopefully, I'm going to use a flare again because I do worry about that boom mine up there. So the flare will control the pathing and keep her away from the boom mine. let's just make sure about this machine gun. I'm gonna hack that too. Okay, so have some minds to clear. If we're using that path over there, I definitely want you guys dead. Anything else? I don't think this will be an issue, but just in case. The rest of this GBE, I'm wondering if it'll be enough, but I'm thinking maybe try to take out this flamethrower. Should get pretty close, and there is a tiny bit of GBE left over, as we said, if need be. I guess we'll do that. Putting it on the HQ can't hurt. And so now we definitely know that Bullet is going to be taunting everything by the HQ. That should be pretty well set up for what we need. So no sense deploying troops. Sorry, I'm trying to go through this quickly because I have first of all, I already started doing this and had to stop because the phone rang. And then second of all, I have the day off today, but it's one of those days off where honestly I'm going to be busier than if I had the day on work. I'd rather be working right now. But whatever, it is what it is. So the path I was talking about, what I want to do is start from this supply crate over here, and I love the line up to like here. I think this will be a nice straight line, like say to the mortar or the damage amp. If we're going to use the damage amp, actually I think it should be this supply crate, because that's just a nice straight up and down line. If you look to the bottom screen, top of your screen, that'll give us a nice walk. And then same for this supply crate, it would be to this mortar. Either one should be fine. I don't think it actually matters. So we'll just use this to the mortar, I guess. And then from there over to the flamethrower. And that should get everybody into position. And then the 4 shocks, like I said. 1, 2, 3, 4. And away we go. Sorry. Got to adjust. Let's see. Don't need to smoke that side per se, but if there's going to be a rocket looking at us, I'd rather, as much as possible, not worry about, losing my troops here. With the extra GBE tribe, 50% GBE, that's a nice thing. We shouldn't have to be worrying about that for this attack. There we go. And there we go. Perfect. Bullet even stayed in line. Sometimes he likes to wander when you do those, like 45. Oh, shoot. Oh, miss flare. Alright. That is going to change things a little bit. Unfortunate. Critter and 2 shocks, then. 3. Maybe if we can get one more there. And some health. I have been having a lot of trouble with that lately. When things don't switch. I go to switch from smoke to... Hey, we get to do that again. When I go to switch from smoke to flare and things down here, that transition is awfully quick sometimes, and I'm not hitting it on my tablet right. And it's been a big problem for me. I'm wondering if I need to remove the case with the screen protector to make that work. Let's try that other path, just cause now. So if I was right about the first path, then this one, well, that's unfortunate, but oh well. Alright, Bullet's staying in line again, that's good. We have peaked a little bit, but don't worry so much about peaking with warriors. Go like that, and then like that. So now we should have the GBE to do the things that we need to do, but then a little peek at the HQ, cool. So that up there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't have the GBE for the last shock, but that's not going to matter. The troop health, definitely helpful there. As you see, the lasers fired when I peeked at the corner. So I don't know if doing this with warriors is the best of ideas in the world, but I mean, that is way more interesting than just hacking the same 2 rocket launchers and or shock launchers that I did the last 25 times I did this base. Anyway, that was fun. Let's not have to do it a third time. And yeah, I mean, if you look at the layout there and you feel like I'm wrong about one of those other approaches, then by all means feel free to tell me what I'm missing. But it's just not that much to do with that base, I don't think. It would probably be helpful if Supercell is looking at quality of life improvements for Boom Beach, like the old-fashioned Boom Beach, this kind, PvP and operations and stuff like that. The older Boom Beach features, if Supercell's looking at quality of life improvements, and they say they are right now, apparently the next couple of updates, according to Rick, are supposed to be for us old-time players, then it would be great if we could have a couple new War Factory layouts too, wouldn't it? Oh, and Intel in War Factory, because, you know, yeah, well, that's another video. Actually, I already made that video. Go watch that video. And on that note, like, thumbs up, whatever, I'm out of here. Have a great day.